Are your notes
Are
in
my
shot?
notes in shot?
No.
Okay, good, because this is what I've been given. This is an insight to the inside of Chris's brain. Look at
That's
that.
good, that is.
It's not even on an angle. Look at it. Right, okay.
But on the piss.
That's a jaunty angle.
Well, when you do it, it's jaunty. When other people do it, it's on the piss. It's one rule for you and one rule for the rest of us.
I think you're a bit close to that mic. I think you can afford to go a centimetre forwards.
What, like...
No, either yeah. I think you need to come. I think you need to slide the mic this way slightly.
You're also the person that said this is taking too much time, so I think you should make a decision. Hey there, creative minds and business enthusiasts. Welcome to Looks Like We Made It, the podcast where we dive deep into the dynamic world of video marketing, content creation, and all things creative. I'm Izzy, your guide through this creative journey, wearing two hats, head of production and senior video editor. But I'm not in this alone. Meet the other half of our dynamic duo, my dad, Chris. Our director and creative genius behind Howell Media. Together, we're not just a podcast, we're a father-daughter team on a mission to bring you insights, tips and laughs from the heart of the creative industry. Whether you're a business looking to up your video game or a budding creative hungry for knowledge, this is the place to be. Sorry, I thought it said buddy creative. No, that's weird.
That's festive.
We've got real life experiences, expert advice and a sprinkle of anecdotes to keep things interesting. So, if you're ready to unlock the power of video, bespoke content and training to achieve amazing results, you're in the right place. Fasten your seatbelts because this is Looks Like We Made It, where we turn creativity into success, one episode at a time.
Excellent.
Done it. This is massive. Right, I'm putting this down.
Okay.
So, today, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're back for the rest.
Actually,
Yeah. Oh.
I'm well, because Superman's good, and I'm well. Because some people say I'm good. It's like that doesn't mean anything, does it? It's a bit American as well.
Superman.
No, Superman's good. I'm well.
This is going to be a long day, but no, it'll be all right. I don't know how to lead on from that.
Okay, go on.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
How important are company values, and should you share them?
How important are company?
I didn't even lead up there. I
How
just went straight
important
into
are
it.
company values, and should you share them? Cool. That's like kind of a big one.
Yeah,
Just
so-
thrown in, isn't
So
it?
we are coming up to the end of this year.
Yes.
We are rounding out towards 2025.
Yes.
Which
Excellent.
sounds weirdly futuristic.
Yeah.
It sounds like something from like
To be
Doctor
fair,
Who.
2002 sounds futuristic to me. So on that.
But like, I think back and I think, the 70s, that was 30 years ago. It wasn't.
No, 50.
Rank. But
How do you mean
anyway.
rank? It's a great decade.
I know. Well, I don't know anyone important who was born in that
Exactly.
decade. So, but
Only just.
so you were when we were discussing which podcast topic to
Yes.
do today. You were the one who said how important are company values and should you share them. So what drove you to want to do that as a podcast episode, and B, what's your answer?
Okay, so what drove me to want to talk about company values was that I have come across lots of organisations that use their company values as part of their kind of marketing strategy. And it just got me thinking, is that a valid thing to do? And shouldn't company values be kind of like something that are implied, and that's kind of like what you're about as a business, and you shouldn't really need to bang a drum about them, insofar as we have quite positive and quite kind of important company values for our business and our family, and without sort of sounding sort of churlish or kind of obvious, but they're all around kind of honesty, integrity, professional integrity, always going over and above, always under promise, over deliver, having a social conscience, that kind of thing is our sort of core values as a business. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of got me thinking, like, as a topic and a discussion point about kind of like almost like if you've got to shout about them, then you're almost trying a bit hard, maybe. I don't know. So again, I don't want this to be kind of controversial, but
Oh, wow.
particularly. But I just think that I suppose it's a bit like if you say, "Hey, we're honest." There's almost like that is an implication that you've got to say you're honest because you're normally dishonest. I don't know.
Well, I think from the realms of filmmaking and
Yes.
the world of storytelling and the
Yes.
world of content creation, where we were spawned from, is essentially we came out of the primordial ooze as
Yes.
content creators and
Yes.
filmmakers.
Yes.
But within that, there is a very, I mean, it's something that we harp on about quite a lot in the film industry, but the words show not tell is
Show, not
absolutely
tell.
crucial.
Explain.
So when, say for example, it always annoys me that when you are watching a film and say the story is happening in 2005 and then it wants to tell
Modern
you
times, yes.
yeah, well, very modern, and then it wants to tell you that it's actually 10 years earlier
Yes.
or 20 years earlier. The laziest thing you can do is just put text underneath going 20 years earlier.
Yes.
And I think think of the creative ways you could actually show that it's 20 years earlier. How do you show that in a different way?
Ford Escort.
Exactly, big hair and, like leotards and stuff
Yes.
like that. But it's the show not tell element
Right.
that I think is something that people could learn from the film industry and apply in their own thing. So going on to company values is versus doing a whole post or a whole campaign or a whole advert on we're honest, we're this, we're that, we have morals, we have feelings, we're human beings. Instead, make it about showing that instead. So the content should
Actions speak louder than your words.
exactly all the things, actions speak louder than words, show not tell, all those things should kind of dictate and direct your content strategy. So instead of doing a whole post about how you're honest, say why you're honest and show exactly that.
Brilliant. That's a good answer. I like that.
Okay.
So if you're looking at that, is there also not another angle, which is that you've got like a sixth sense for values? So like if you don't say them, so say organizations and partners that we work with, so we've got some fantastic partners. I don't like the word suppliers. Some fantastic business partners. And we work with them because we want to, because there's something about them that fits our, kind of ethos or whatever. And ultimately, we don't say, hey, send us a list of the 5 core values of your organization before we're gonna work with you. Is it just implied? Do you just think actually a conversation, the way that they're perceived, the way that you look at an organization, the way you look at the people in the organization, you just think to yourself, well, actually, yes, I just know we're on the same wavelength. Much the same as there are certain lines in the sand, and it doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter what the opportunity was. It doesn't matter what the what the thing is. We wouldn't work with certain people whose values didn't align with ours. We just wouldn't do it.
And that isn't just through like a bullet point list of them.
Exactly.
It is literally in how they're shown. And I think, sorry, you've got the world's loudest shirt on today. Like it's not in terms of colour, but when you're moving.
This is quite drab. This is kind of like,
when you're moving, I can hear it.
Well, because it's my rubber shirt. I think my rubber shirt's been on this podcast before.
Rubber shirt? Is it made of
It's
rubber?
made of rubber, yeah.
What? So you don't get electrocuted?
It's kind of like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It is quite noisy, isn't it?
It's
I thought you meant not, because it's kind of quite boring.
It sounds
and
like you're wearing
really.
a cagoule. Sorry, while you were talking.
When I say rubber shirt, it probably is actually just like
so you're going to have to
material.
be very still.
Right, I'm going to sit still then.
Like, it's not a seance.
Which I can never sit still.
Well,
ever.
so what? Yeah, I would agree with you don't have to sit like that, like you're having your nails done. But I think that the key thing I think with it is that it's finding a way of sharing your company story and that brand DNA without being so over the top about being obvious about what it is that you're saying about your values. So I think when it comes to going into the new year or starting turning over a new leaf, a lot of businesses, I know all the cliches, a lot of businesses at this point are going to be wanting to revise their marketing strategy. They're wanting to look at the new year or set out a campaign plan or whatever it may be. And are the company values a good place to start?
Well, that's my point. Is it something? Is it too on the nose to go right? This is what we stand for. This is what we believe in. I don't have the answer. It's just a which is rare for me, which is just a conversational piece. Like, do we go out? Is it maybe people can guide us? Do we go out and say, hey, we're honest. We have really tight and strict moral codes and integrity and all this sort of stuff. Is that something you go and say? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I think that if you're wanting to display those kinds of values, or you're wanting to share your company values in a particular way, if it was a business wanting to do that were working with us, I would say that case studies, testimonials, the voice of your customer is probably the most important thing, because it's not just you saying it, it's the person who has already put their trust in you and already had a good service. So I think testimonials, case studies, and vox pops at events as well. So literally in the moment, get what people are feeling and what they're saying, and almost ride off the energy of the event if you are an event, for example. So and that kind of information or that type of content is absolutely key. So if a business does want to kind of celebrate itself, don't spend all the time talking about yourself. Focus on your customers, and I think focus on what it is they have to say, and you effectively benefit from whatever it is that they say. So as long as it's not a horrible bit of feedback, like they were awful, this, that, and the other, as long as it is a genuine positive review and they haven't got a gun to their back either, and you're not like, say these things, it does have an impact, because you can benefit off of whatever it is that they're saying. So if a business is going down that route of engaging their customers to actually spread the message for them, there are many, many, many different ways you can do that. And whether it is just simply at the end of a project saying, hey, could you send me some feedback based on your experience? And then you can kind of write that into a text post or an image. But I think personally, they're a little bit hollow, because I believe that if you see someone writing a testimonial, that could have been written by anyone. I think actually having video content of a customer or of a trusted person saying, these people are great, that in itself has the most impact overall.
So we should be actively seeking, all organisations and us should be actively seeking to get direct video feedback from customers saying what their experience was.
And let's face it, I think a lot of content where your brand gets tagged, a lot of content on social media where you can shout out about other people, it all goes to a good place. It's only more traction, it's only more stuff for businesses. So if you say to a business, hey, I'm wanting to talk about this particular service that you had a great experience with, would you mind me coming to video, you talk about it, or send me a video answering these questions, and I'll put it on social media, I'll tag you, I'll give your company a shout out. That in itself is, you're not just asking for something and giving them nothing back, you are passing that forward a little bit, or giving them some kind of reward.
So you might argue that part of your values is to get honest feedback.
Yeah.
So part of our organisation's values is that we want to know, and actually there's something slightly unbelievable about 100% success rate,
Totally.
5-star reviews. Ultimately, what you really want is you want to get some not really negative, like they didn't show up, whatever, they didn't bring any batteries, they didn't bring any lenses. That
isn't any of us.
That would never be us, and that would be a poor review. But ultimately, there might be something around that you hadn't thought about. So in our case, a customer might have a comment that we would never even consider. Might have a comment about, like, he wore a really noisy shirt, and it annoyed us. Whatever it might be.
If Chris is currently wearing tarpaulin as you speak.
Chris's crinkly shirt might not work. So what I mean is, though, that in all seriousness,
Chris
Kringle,
Chris Crinkle, that's you.
Chris Crinkle, topical. So what I'm getting at is that actually you could arrive at a value which is literally we seek honest feedback. That might be a value in its own right.
And I think that, another way you can do, and particularly if you're a product or a service, maybe more a product, is not influencer reviews or influencer content, but versus getting real people to share your product and shout about it. So offer out, if you're wanting to get sort of honest feedback and you're wanting to engage people in that way, and you have a product, give away some for free and get people to leave you a review. Be kind of prepared to take the content or the comments, whether they're positive or negative. But I remember when I had Esme, that there were loads of kind of sort of opportunities for if you buy, you'll get this product for 50% off if you try it, and then all you have to do is leave 3 video reviews throughout the course of 6 months, whatever it may be. And like give people kind of an incentive to give you that feedback. But then also at the same time, I think a lot of businesses are using that tactic, and I think transparency in this day and age for a business is probably the biggest value overall online, on social media, whatever kind of media.
Provided it's honest,
Totally.
provided it's not kind of like part of a kind of a under the table marketing agenda that's different.
Being
to
completely
honesty.
genuine and completely transparent is such an important thing on social media at the minute, because with the insurgents, is insurgents the right word?
Oh, insurgency, that's quite a big...
With the growth of AI is a massive thing, and people don't really know who to trust and who to believe, and if something's real, if something's not, and there's people who've fallen for chatbots, people who've fallen for, all kinds of deep fake sort of stuff. In this world where knowing what's real and what's not is getting so complicated and so kind of confusing, consumers need extra reassurance that you're real people, and you actually are on a real mission, and you are there to talk to you, and you are there to support them, and those values are significantly more valuable because people almost cling on to that even more. So no one wants to be caught out, no one wants to be scammed, no one wants to feel like they're not talking to real people. So by being completely transparent, by celebrating what you do and who you are, and showing those values in a way that people know, hey, these people are real and they have a real story. Show, not tell.
Excellent, I like it. I think in a sense, by doing stuff like this, I mean, we've opened up ourselves, ultimately that we are
and our wardrobes,
the 80-year-old woman look, and the...
I was gonna say, at least I'm not noisy.
You're noisy. We've this is it. This is kind of like, so when people, when I meet people at events, or we're out filming or whatever it might be, not that people go, hey, I know you, but
he's a star.
Well, no, but it is kind of this is it. There's no kind of, there's not another version of me hiding in a cupboard somewhere.
Well,
ultimately this is kind of it, really.
Although, to be fair, as a family business, when I am wearing my glasses, I do look surprisingly like you. So I think we could be interchangeable.
I might go for the Ming the Merciless hairdo like that.
I almost said a swear word there, but I won't for our listeners at home. Rude. Well, I think what I would say is I was trying to give you a compliment
Go on, give us a compliment.
by saying you look like me, which is a compliment to anyone.
I would say looking like me is a compliment for anybody. Anyway, Logan, this is getting stupid.
Yeah, anyway.
Right, let's wrap this up.
No, you hang up.
Yeah.
No, so what I was going to say was that company values, they are very important, but as long as you show them and not tell people about them, absolutely crucial.
Brilliant.
The end.
I like it.
So in terms of a silly question.
Are we still on?
We are still on.
Okay, all right.
You're the one who wanted to do this morning. So in terms of a silly question,
yes.
Not really a silly question, but what company have you had the most value from that you've thought, right, that company has great values and I'm all for it?
Values or product that you just think, I just couldn't live. Are you talking about values as in, wow, that's just I just believe and that's great.
Yeah.
And that's a good one, isn't it?
Like you're literally like hook, line and sinker. I will follow them wherever they go.
Because in my case, it's always linked to a product, and the way that product and that service kind of works. And as not an influencer, and not anybody's got any. I'm on nobody's radar, frankly.
It's a good start.
There's a particular company and a particular brand, and I'm just saying it. So Skull Shaver.
Oh.
So
okay.
I discovered
Is your skull shaved?
With these,
does your skull get hairy?
With these boyish good looks, I kind of like. So I used to do like the whole kind of wet shaving, the head and everything. Men and people, if you know, you know. And when I discovered Skull Shaver a couple of years ago, it's just fantastic. It's just like
changed your life.
You just do this. In fact, in the event of a fire at Howell Towers, the homestead,
You'd take the Skull Shaver.
In order
before your grandchildren, children.
Yeah,
wife.
It would be basically my iPad and my Skull Shaver, and the rest, and everybody else is just on their own after that. Yeah, there you go. But when I suppose in a sense they're
we're not getting an endorsement.
We're not getting an endorsement. But I don't know if it's about values, but it's particularly about the fact that I'm on this like subscription thing, which is so they just send me stuff and it just works, and the battery's great. And so so it's not really a values thing necessarily, other than they know their customer. That's what it is. They know their customer.
Okay, and
they know about the follically challenged.
There's a community of bald men out there.
There absolutely
if you're listening and you are bald, get in touch with Chris for a discount. No,
there you go. That's it. How about you?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's the toiletries. It's the thing that makes you look better, because it's a hard game for me. And I think for me, I think it is Wild deodorant.
Wild deodorant.
Again, something that Alice is nodding behind the camera. You know
What's
about
Wild
it.
deodorant?
So again, something that I've not fell for out of.
Is it the stuff that in a pot that's kind of?
I know my mum's got that kind of Tudor stuff that you like get out of like a little spoon and this, and I don't like that stuff. I don't like it on my fingers. Right. But I fell for kind of like every Instagram influencer that I followed on social media was sharing something about Wild and this, and I was like, go on then, I'll believe you. And it is refillable deodorant, but you buy the canister thing and you just twist it up and twist it down, and it's so easy.
Well, like a roll-on.
Yeah, but it's like a stick that you twist it up and you twist it down.
Do you get a new stick then?
No, you keep the canister, like the metal tin, and you add it to yourself. But it's something that, and I don't know. But,
so values, how to connect that to values?
But this is what I was saying is, I don't know if it was something that I would have bought and would have used and talked about right now if it wasn't for the types of people they picked to talk about it. If that makes sense.
Interesting. So
okay.
So it was basically values once removed. You related to the people that.
Yeah. It was like, so I was on Instagram, and like I follow people who are maybe like similar age to me, have kids a similar age, or sort of literally could be me, but literally I'm the target audience. But I went for it hook, line and sinker because I related to these people and the way that they were talking about it in a way which was like, I'm really busy and this is how I do it and I want to smell nice, and I was like, there's all things I can get on board with. Not that I'm a particularly smelly person, but I at that point was like, right, okay, I'll go for it. But I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't for the types of people who were celebrating it and giving them testimonials.
That's kind of smart marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah,
so on that note, I'll leave you to it.
Excellent.
And that's it for today. And I'm looking at a camera. So if you want to be a guest, do you want to come on the show? I need an outro. I say this every week. But please do get in touch. We are www.howellmedia.co.uk, and we're also on LinkedIn and YouTube if you're watching it on here. And we will be back every other Tuesday from 2025.
Wow.
So we'll see you very soon.